welcome back everyone. I am recreating the character that I had 10 years ago. Hold on, being once known as Captain Power in the Freedom Engine has appeared again in this Homecoming dimension, taking the name of Captain Firepower. Because I couldn't get my original name, which kind of makes sense. I mean, you know, that happens a lot. But we are going to take the original Outbreak, complete the character. I have played and created and all kinds of characters. I may upload my first gameplay, and I'll stop saying so much, I swear, because I realize I do that a lot, and I do apologize. Let's get my power sets set up. I know that there's no powers here yet, but there will be. So we're gonna. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna read all this stuff. This is the tutorial. I will read some things in. I said I was going to stop saying that, and I've said it like 17 times since I said I was going to stop saying the word and there it goes again. It's almost like a tick. It's like a nervous tick. There it is. But I'm going to catch myself. Let's see here. We are, okay, so here's what we're doing. Whoop, I need to take available mission there. The Outbreak for City of Heroes. Now, this is a game that was developed originally by NCSoft and Cryptic Studios years ago. And what we're doing here, you've appeared in this city as a hero. You're learning how, of course, to use your powers and abilities and all the things that go along with it. And then you go and you take on these guys, which are called Contaminated. They actually appear again later, I believe, in either a mission for City of Heroes, but I know they appear quite frequently in City of Villains. And I'll take you through a villain creation as well, just because I really want to. I want to show off this game a little bit. I feel like it's a free-to-play game. It's not available on Steam. It's one that you simply get onto the server. Like I said, I'm on a Homecoming, and they let you download the game. And I really don't know, because it didn't seem like it took a lot of download. It doesn't feel heavy, but it is an online MMORPG, so maybe it doesn't take a heavy download. I don't really know how, or maybe I've got new internet, so maybe my upload speed is just that much faster. I don't really know. But this is one of my all-time favorite games. This is my character that I had, Captain Power, and I had to bring him back. He may not be the same character. As you can tell, I don't have to read this stuff to know what to do, because not only because I used to play it very well, but also because I've kind of spent the last 2 days creating characters and playing through quite a bit. I almost always play as a hero. The villain side is fun, and when I go to introduce you to the villain side, I'm going to be relearning a lot of the villain stuff because it's not as fresh. And I'm also going to create a rogue, which is, and maybe two rogues, because there's two sides to the rogues as well. The rogues, when you create a character, you can be a hero or a villain in City of Heroes, or you can go to Pretoria, which was City of Heroes Going Rogue Edition. It was another dimension that they developed, and in that one, of course, obviously, we all know who heroes and villains are. You know, that's pretty obvious, right? I mean, we understand what the concept of superheroes and supervillains, what they do. You know, City of Heroes the heroes uphold the law, the villains break it. Well, with Going Rogue, it introduced a floating the line element for both sides. They're both, one is a oppressive, they call it a meritocracy in one of the websites. The guys who are in charge are reflections of the superhero side characters, but they are a dark, almost a dark reflection, because they're willing to do whatever it is necessary, as opposed to doing the heroic thing. You know, they'll kill people if it suits them, that kind of thing. And that's what the concept of the Going Rogue expansion was. It was to make a game. Oh my goodness, what is this? Why did Google come up here? I don't want any of this. That's not supposed to come up. As you can tell, I guess while I'm friggin' recording my own videos, I'm seeing advertisements from Google about YouTube. Did I go the wrong way? Yeah, I did. Sorry, that was just that blew my mind that come up over my. I guess because I turned the volume on my headset down, because you've probably noticed a change in my voice, because I had to turn the volume of the. In fact, I better check the output and see if y'all can hear. Huh. I'll turn it up a little. There. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know. I'm hoping you guys can hear the game sounds better now. I'm going to have to listen to the video. And I don't know what to do if I don't get it right. Okay, as you can see there, that was a screen that said help me. So, let me go through what just happened. In the tutorial, you take on a group called Contaminated. They have gotten sick. That's they're infected with some kind of virus that makes people go bad, and you're trying to contain it in a certain level of the city. Now, in City of Heroes, let me show you the city. I freaking love the fact that this is set in like Rhode Island, of all things. There's an island there that you can go to called Striga. There's Peregrine Island, which is one of the last little areas you go to. That's a level 50 area. But, oh, this guy's appeared and he's pushing by accident. You don't mean to. It just when you come in the game, it you're still logged in the same place you were in. That's how it works. But we are currently here in Atlas Park. So as you can tell, there are some very big zones. This one is huge. It takes forever to travel across this zone unless you have super speed. And so let's get our second power. Now I am a blaster. Oh, Miss Liberty is moved. Yeah. She probably took on some bad guys. This character, they developed her when the game was live, I believe. They made her where she just stood there and you could upgrade. Well, then you get attacked by some bad guys that maybe were higher level than you, level 1 characters coming in from taking on bad guys, or level 2, I guess they would be, and they would go running to the group of heroes for help. Well, if you were the only one online at the time, or generally speaking, you were one of the few people that were online, like in the middle of a day, and you run over there might not be anybody there to help you. And that's how you take down a bad guy. These are known as Fallen. They're also called Blood Brothers occasionally. And if they didn't used to have these patrols all the time, the patrols are new. These things, police drones, are supposed to catch the bad guys coming in. But if they didn't catch them all, you'd be standing here trying to upgrade, get your new power, and there'd be bad guys coming chasing after you, especially if it was after an ambush or something. And you'd be sitting here getting attacked, and people always complain. They said, well, Miss Liberty just stands there when bad guys are running everywhere. And that includes when there was the Richty invasion. The Richty invasion was kind of neat. I wish I still had like video clips and stuff from the Richty invasion. I took pictures, I think. I think I took screenshots from back then. Let's get our Patriot badge. Alright. We'll take that on. And we're going to go talk to our first contact, Susan Davies. Now, my character is a natural ability. He's an alien. I designed this character based on three favorite superheroes of all time. With the energy powers, you might be able to guess this. I loved Green Lantern, but I loved the look of Captain America, hence the Captain part of the name and the dress. And I love Superman. Now, the Superman part is, of course, the backstory. The element of Superman being in this is definitely backstory. But this character gains his power instead of from the sun or whatever, which is cool. I mean, like I said, I love Superman, so I love all the backstory and everything about Superman until DC started going crazy. But then, I was like, well, I want my character to have some kind of origin similar to Superman. So he comes from a home planet. He was a pilot, similar to Green Lantern. Came from another planet, Superman. He gets to Earth and finds that as he breathes our nitrogen-rich atmosphere, he breathes oxygen just like any other human, or any human. But because he's an alien, he's not used to the high nitrogen content in our atmosphere. His atmosphere um, is more oxygen rich, which he had to adapt to a lower oxygen content. You know, I got about 23-24% oxygen on our planet. His was more like 60%. But he had to adapt to it. I say 60. It wasn't really 60. It was, you know, because that would be fatal. That would be, if he was used to a 60% oxygen atmosphere, he'd be fatal. It'd be fatal if he came to our planet. So we'll say 35%, because that's a pretty good number. Oh, we got Nebula. We got the Council. This fits with my theme. It's great because Captain Power. This is known as Captain Firepower now. It's Captain Power is what I always call him. That's what his name was. That's what my global handle was when everything was active. The character came to our planet during the 1930s, and he landed on our planet as a pilot from outer space to make new friends on this new planet, but the planet was at war. He got the rundown. He landed, thank goodness, in the Midwest of the United States. So he found out, instead of in Germany, which there is an alternate Captain Power that landed in Germany in another dimension. But anyway, we'll talk about that one later. Yeah, I've got so many alternate Captain Powers that it's funny. But he landed in Midwest United States. He learned that the Germans were attacking the nations, all the other things that go along with the World War. And so he joined the United States' fight against Germany, along with other superpowered heroes at the time, who were taken on. And the fifth column, which is what these guys used to be called, there's a big backstory behind these guys too. It used to be called the fifth column. This mission here would have originally been a fifth column mission. The fifth column were what was Germany, you know, bad guys from World War II's detachment that was infiltrating the United States at the time, and that's what the story is behind these bad guys, specifically the fifth column. And so let me give you a quick rundown of their backstory. They had aliens land, which is the epic power set or epic archetype that you could create a character from, the Peacebringers and the Warshades. The Warshades were obviously the warlike creatures that were part of this race of aliens that landed, and they took over the fifth column. The fifth column was in shambles because this was well after World War II, and they were looking for leadership. Well, these Warshades landed, took over the fifth column, and they turned them into what they call Council. You can see right there. They called them the Council. This all happened in game. One day I woke up, I went to play my game, and the fifth column were no more. They were called Council. I was like, what has happened? And until I learned the backstory of, oh, well, these guys were taken over by the Warshades, I didn't know what was going on. I was like, I don't understand. And I actually had to read it and look it up because I don't think I had a character. I don't think I got my character leveled up enough to have a Peacebringer or War Shade when they first come out. I would do this a lot. I would go solo play, and that's how I played the game. I played the game so much solo, and it wasn't until really toward the latter half of my gaming experience that I started teaming up with people. And it's not because I didn't want to team up, it's just I didn't know what to do. You know, people would talk on voice chats and things like that. I didn't even know how to download those things at the time. I was rather ignorant. Now, I'm looking at the fact that, yeah, people do this a lot. And with things like Discord, I'm sure people are chatting up a lot. I don't remember what the voice chat thing was we used to use, but we did use voice chat. But sometimes we just wouldn't. We teamed up so much that I just got where I could just type while I was playing this game really well, actually. And this is why I would play solo so much, because I could use this knockdown ability. His powers have so much knockdown and knockback ability that it's just not even funny. Guess that. Nope, they're there. I was going to say, I thought I saw some more. And there may be some upstairs that I didn't even see yet. But I always loved his knockback abilities. People hate it in teams, but that's because people who play knockback power don't know how to use it. And I've gotten kicked from teams back in the day, especially by team makers that were tankers, because they thought, well, he's going to use knockback improperly, because it can be. This has some area effects and things that just send bad guys going everywhere. And it's really hard to taunt, which if you're a tank, that's what you do. You taunt the character, the bad guy characters, and you keep them corralled so that everybody can attack them. Well, if you're not really paying attention to where your powers are going off and what you're doing with them, you can quickly, very, very quickly, I'm taking stamina. Let's see what I got here. Whoop. I'm level 3 now. Whoop. That's not natural. That is. Let's sell them. I'll go get some power, some enhancements that actually work. Oh, I can't sell those. Okay. Well, since I can't sell them, let's use them until... No, I'm not going to use them on them. I'll use them on Warhawk. Because if I can't afford... There we go. These little items, these are enhancements. They enhance your ability. That makes sense, right? Apparently, I can only afford one. I've only got enough influence for one. No, get back over here. I'm going to use it on my best power. Now, why did I put slots on endurance? Because I don't want to forget to do it. Endurance is how much energy you use. You got two bars. The blue bar is your energy. The green bar is your health. Your energy is how many times you can use a power. Each power uses a little bit different energy. Oh, I've already got a mission. You can transfer it over to a new mission. Okay. And from there, each power, you can only use a power, while it's recharging. They each have a recharge ability. These guys are demon worshippers, so they love fire. That is the one thing I didn't like about... There we go. How the use your tab button in the middle of your screen has no bearing on what it's going to pick up. It tab lets you pick up the next villain in order away from you. So I just hit tab, it picked up the first one. That one moved up and it didn't matter. It would have went to the next one. You know. But that's okay. Okay, so backstories. I think I told the council's backstory basically what they are. There's a couple of different task forces that you play. One for council, maybe two for council. There's one for the fifth column to bring back, that brings back the fifth column. The fifth column is back. There was a dimensional shift or something that happened in the game. I can't remember exactly how it worked. And they were trying to bring all of the fifth column through the dimensional portal to take over the city. It was from an alternate dimension where the fifth column actually took over the United States, and if I'm not mistaken, that's where the original hero, statesman of City of Heroes. He's the icon you see at the beginning at the front of the game, at the loading screen and all that. That's Statesman. Statesman was the stand-in character for the main developer of the game. And when NC Soft, I believe, bought out Cryptic, Statesman, the CEO of Cryptic Studios, was fired. And they went on for a while with Statesman just being a character, but eventually the guy who took over, which was Positron, that was the vice president or whatever it was, whatever they call them, because I don't know their real names, I just remember their in-game names. He took over, and eventually they wrote a story where Statesman died. So in the game, Statesman's character is dead, but his alternate versions are all still alive. So, you know, there's another hero that was well known to have died. They called him Hero 1, and he was like the British version of Captain America, I believe. In fact, I think there's a place where you can go visit his memorial in this game. But they don't have a Statesman memorial, which is rather odd. I always thought it was rather... I always thought the reason they didn't create a memorial was because they were going to bring him back. But they never did. And I don't know if that was just because the game, you know, became inactive. So let's talk about how the game went inactive. The game went inactive in 2012. I can't remember the date. There's a specific date, actually. That's years ago. Before these other servers started coming up. People on social media would actually mourn on the day that the game went inactive. This is how popular, how faithful a loyal following can be, that it can literally resurrect a game from the dead, and that's what they did with this game. This game had such a loyal following, still does, that somebody created the Homecoming server. This was the original server that was created after City of Heroes. They created a private server. They had somehow they got the code. They got the entire game. And the story, the public story, is, and this is where I get pool power, so I'll be able to fly. I always take fly with Captain Power, but you'll see that there are other much better fly powers or travel powers now. This one gives you flight along with a teleport. Super speed gives you that's original super speed. That's teleportation. They all give you secondary powers now, which is different than it used to be. Force of Will gives you Mighty Leap, which is like super jump or leaping, except you get a little extra. You get something called Takeoff, which is it's an attack power actually. Leaping gives you super jump, and it also gives you double jump, which I don't know. Maybe that's why this one appears here. Flight gives you Afterburner. I guess that's why this appears, but I don't know if this one. It means it's a toggle that you can stay active. Anyway, we're going to take it. And now I can fly. We'll put it up here. There's Afterburner. That makes me fly faster. I honestly can't tell the difference, but. And now I'm going to get my Top Dog badge. There we go. And let's go get. There's another badge over. Where is it? It's there. I think it's right there. If it's not, it's over there. It's not here. It must be over there. It's up along this top of this rim of this building, I believe. Not quite on this one. Maybe it's down here. Where is it? See, in the old days, in the live days, I should say, you couldn't. Is this it? No, this is not where it's at. It's over there somewhere, isn't it? Yeah, it's on the other side of the hospital. I always get that one. I always look at the wrong building. There's a building that looks a lot like it here. The water tower is what throws me. This is it. Yep, there's the marker. See, they didn't used to have these markers either for badges. Oh my gosh, when they put these badge markers down for exploration badges, it made everything so much easier. You just look for the marker when you get within range. So, yeah, talking to old days. But, well, I was talking about when the servers went live again. So the servers, we're going to pick up a couple badges while we're just talking. This is the Freedom badge. And these people developed a server, a private server of this game illegally. It was illegal. NCSoft retained the rights to this game. So you couldn't, once they shut it down, you couldn't play it legally. They tried to sue when they found out. Everybody found out. It kind of blew up in the press. And the Homecoming server had enough donations, if I'm not mistaken, that they made an offer to purchase the game. I may be wrong on how that worked. I know there's a badge around here, so I'm just trying to remember where it's at. Is it over here? This is all warehouses. It's on a building somewhere. Let me look. Whoop. Map. Where am I? Because it's near here. Oh, okay. I'm on the wrong side of the city. Here it is. It's right here. Where is it? Oh wait, is it on this building or the next one? Maybe right down here. Yep, there it is. There we go. Undefeated. Okay, let's move on to a mission, and I'll keep talking. So they, I believe they made an offer. I'm trying to remember exactly how everything was working. They were getting donations to make an offer for the game by the people who were playing, and then there was a lot of people who were offering to join the server to give a huge donation. I don't know where this mission is. Oh, I gotta go to the contact. A lot of people were offering to join the server, paying substantial money to join the server and help them purchase the rights to the game. And NCSoft, instead of letting go of the rights of the game, they released the game code to the public. And I don't know why they did everything they did. I can't attest to business practices. I don't understand them. We gotta go face the skulls. We took on the council. They were taken down. Now we can take them on the skulls. The skulls are death worshippers. There's demon worshippers, death worshippers, former bad guys from World War II, the whole 9 yards. Pretty much anything in a comic book you can think of, they had an equivalent group that did something similar. they had bad guy groups of all types in this game. It was great. So anyway, all right. So we've got stop the skull activity, attack on the party. All right. So this is Prometheus. Prometheus Park. This one, I don't remember his name. That is the supergroup portal. Does he have a plaque? You don't have a plaque. Each of these statues belongs to a character. They were all named. I don't know about these two. Yeah, no, they were too. That, oh gosh, I used to know who that was. Obviously this is Atlas. The statue depicts, you know, who Atlas was, right? That was his name. But Atlas died in a fight against the Ricti, I believe. And the Ricti were like aliens that genetically infected humans. It's a long story. Like I said, there's different one of the most fun things you can do in the game, in my opinion, was the Ricti mothership assault. You go take on the mothership and you take on the Ricti commander. But anyway, so yeah, they released the game code, and so after the game code got out, Homecoming opened up to all people, and at first Homecoming was pay to play. You had to pay to get on the server. Because they were actively trying to keep it going. But as time went on, other servers opened up. Some people opened them up free to play and free to join, and that made Homecoming realize that they needed to go free to play. And I think they take donations. I can't remember how exactly some of this stuff works, but they had the most iconic run. That's why I joined Homecoming first. There's another server. They also keep, I think, 6 servers active, which is different than some of the others. Some of the others you play only on one server, whereas they have like 6 servers active. The others may have grown by now. It's been 5 years. The game was inactive. Ooh, I need to watch my health. I'll go ahead and take that too. It's inevitable I'm going to go to the hospital before too much longer. It's just the way the game works. You're going to eventually get yourself in a pickle. Now, it's easy enough to not. But generally speaking, oh, there's a running person. That is the funny thing about some of the NPCs in the game, and that has always been the way that it's not just server. There are some unique server characters that they created that, you know, kind of tell the story of the characters of the developers of the server, and that's kind of cool. I haven't got into it yet, not really, mostly because their character AI is just not good. They based it, I want to say they based it on probably the game had an in-game, and I don't know if it's still active, if you can still do this. I need to look. But the game had an in-game mechanic where you could actually create your own stories and use whatever enemies and villains it would automatically place them into the map. You could have your characters appear in the game as either helpers or as victims, or even villains. You could have your character be the character that the person had to defeat, and so there was I did a lot with that. A lot of the story that you'll hear me talk about my character come from something to do with that, and I can't remember what they called it. I just don't remember. But we're about done. I'm gonna go take on the rest of these bad guys. We are done with this episode. I'm not gonna take on any new missions. I mean, I probably will, but not for this episode. I need to do other things. I need to do life. There we go. And getting to level 4 and getting my fly power is the now in the original game you had to go to level 14 to get your travel power, and you didn't get anything but fly. You didn't get this afterburner. Let's see how much faster we go. See, it doesn't look to me like I'm flying that much faster. It just looks like I've got an area effect or an effect. It doesn't really look like I'm flying faster at all. So I don't know. I turned it off. I still look like I'm flying the same speed. So I don't know what that is. It says it. Maybe I need to up. It's unaffected by recharge time changes. Well, then why is it recharging? Now this isn't. I don't know that the original game developed this. I kind of didn't play for the last year. I got out of the game when it went inactive. It was free to play. I think I did log on the last day, just because I, was sad that it was going away. But going rogue expansion just didn't. I didn't enjoy some of the content. It was neat, but it wasn't my thing. But yeah, so that is, you know what, I'll go up to the flag. This is always where I log out. This game is Captain Power. Now known as Captain Firepower. But this is always where I logged out, was by the flag. And this is Fireknight 13. I do have a Fireknight 13 character in the game too. And I may get those videos where I created Fireknight 13 later and get those released. But this Fireknight 13 signing off. If I knew how to emote, I would wave, but I don't remember how to emote. Let's see. Nope, doesn't tell me, does it? Not at all. I'll tell you what. There's a help button somewhere. Where's the help button? Options? No? Help. Emotes. Nope. Social. Huh. Emotes. EM. Okay. EM wave. So we'll do that. EM wave. It's Fireknight 13. There we go. Signing off. We'll see you next time. Signing off as Captain Firepower. Godspeed, everyone.